Hi everyone, Nigel Saunders here. Welcome back to part 2 of making a bonsai pot at Isabella's. I picked up 2 pots from Isabella's. She auctioned them off on our club meeting on Wednesday. So here's the one. It's a really nice color. Really cool feet on the bottom. Just awesome. The other one is a darker pot. Like that. Really cool too. It started to rain outside. It's coming down pretty hard. So I'm in the greenhouse now. It was really nice meeting Isabella and her family for the first time, and I really enjoyed making the pot. So let's get right into it now. It's still pouring rain. Oh my goodness. I'm getting all wet. Cool sculpture. We are downstairs in Isabellas Studio now. So she has some clay rolled out here for today's project. For my second pot ever in my life. Isn't that incredible? How many pots do you think you've made, Isabella?
Oh, I wouldn't know.
In the hundreds or maybe even 1,000?
I don't think that many.
No, okay.
Because I'm not a production potter. My background is more sculpture and art, but I did make quite a few pots.
I see.
So yeah, the mugs and bowls and plates and stuff like that first, but yeah.
More sculptures in that.
Sculpture was my background.
Yeah.
But then I found the bonsai pots are actually much enjoyable too. So
yeah. Templates?
Template for your pot.
Wow, look at that. Eh? Now, do you think it'll be a problem making a pot that large, or am I crazy?
So. No, okay. I think you'll do just fine. And
because my first pot, I made it small because I thought I don't want this disaster warping and
yes,
cracking and things, strange things, but
yeah, the key is to make it dry slowly.
Okay.
And you know, just follow the technique properly. So we were gonna make sure that it's taken care of. I mean, there is no guarantees.
No, I know.
And stuff happens with pottery. Like with the wind blows and pot falls at the end even, right? So.
Yeah, I know. There's many steps along the way where there's possible things can go wrong or...
Yeah, it's gonna have to go through 2 firings so that it's got mature fired look, because you would like the unglazed, right?
Yeah.
So even though it's not glazed, it still has to be 2 firings.
I see.
So it's a lot.
First one is called a brisk firing, is it?
Bisque.
B-I-S-Q-U-E.
Okay,
bisque firing.
Bisque.
And
so,
and what is that for? Just to sort of...
I'll actually show you the example because I have some bisqued pots that my sister-in-law made with me. And she didn't get a chance to glaze them yet, so we're waiting here for her. But basically the bisque gets rid of the physical water in the clay and some of the chemical water, so it shrinks quite a bit, and the surface is more stable. Obviously it's like a brick, and when we apply the glaze, we can, you know, the glaze will still adhere because it's not fully, the water is not fully extracted yet.
I see.
So it will allow for the glaze to adhere to it, and then in the glaze firing it will melt and become this glossy surface and shrink even more. So first we have to bisque fire them, and this is a cone 6 clay. It's a stoneware. So it's first I fire it into cone 06 and then cone 6. It's different temperature ranges basically. It's few hundred degrees Fahrenheit difference between the first one and the second one. The second one is higher.
Okay.
So.
And how did you get that pattern in the middle there?
This is actually a stamp. I made the stamp, and then when my students come in, they can use the stamps, and they can just get creative. You roll a little bit of clay and then you press a stamp and you can make all sorts of cool things. So she wanted to make little dishes.
That's cool.
For sauces or something like that.
So you teach classes then?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I teach pottery classes here for private and semi-private at the moment.
Wow. And do you have an email or a website or anything?
Yes, I have a website. Tangible Transformations.
Okay.
Is my business name.
I'll put that up in the description, and
thank you.
People can check it out.
That would be neat.
Take some lessons and learn
pottery.
Yeah, it's really fun, and I have 2 wheels. So actually, I had students yesterday to come
Okay,
and work
yeah,
on
yeah.
the wheel. It's a different technique. It spins, and you have to center the pot, and that's what makes it like round. But it's actually more difficult technique because
I see.
it takes a lot of practice to learn how to do it. So
I imagine things can go wrong very quickly too.
they can, yeah, because it's so fast. So people get really nervous, and it's a good practice in relaxation for them too.
I see.
So yeah, it's really fun. I enjoy teaching. A lot of people come and they say they always wanted to do pottery,
Yeah.
and then they get to do it. And
I've always wanted to, but it's like bonsai. It takes almost a lifetime to get really good at it. And if I was in my next life, maybe
the next
I'll
life.
become a potter.
Maybe.
I don't know.
I don't think it's that long.
No.
though, Nigel.
I don't
think.
know.
I mean, yes, you can you can spend the whole life learning pottery.
Yeah.
But in 1-2 years, you can start making really nice
I
pots.
suppose. Yeah.
And you already have background in art, so you have a head start, and you work with your hands. So, I mean, the pot you showed me, it looked like a professional pot. So, I'm excited to see what you're gonna make here.
Well, let's get to it then.
Okay.
This is exciting.
Nice.
So here's the clay.
Yeah, here's the clay.
So I don't have anything on my hands. There's no oils or anything. So.
It's fine. You touch it, feel it.
Well, it's fairly hard, isn't it?
It's now at the stage where basically what we would do is we would cut it into the shape, and then we kind of connect it, the walls. So the reason why it has to be hard, so it can hold shape.
Yeah.
When
Otherwise,
we
it
put the
will just
walls.
droop and that.
Yeah, it would droop. So
Now, is there a certain wall thickness? Like, it has to be
Yeah.
fairly even. I've read, right?
Yeah.
So you can't have thick wall and a thin wall because they.
well, I mean, you
Or
could
just- yeah.
if it's as long as there is no air trapped, it's okay.
Okay.
But I think for bonsai pots, what I found, having a really thick bottom is essential because
Right.
you're putting the tree in there and the soil, and it's heavy. So normally for my pots, I would make them much thinner than this, but this I rolled
Because
for the
it's
bottom.
so large.
And because it's the bottom, so it's probably about a centimeter thick, which I think is a good thickness.
Yeah.
So you could cut your base from this, and those maybe for the walls.
Okay.
And there is another one underneath
Okay.
that I prepared.
Oh yeah! Wow.
And that one is, oh, actually, maybe this is the part. No, this is gonna be the top.
Okay.
So it's a little thinner.
The edge around the top.
Yes.
Okay.
And this is gonna be the smaller size, so we can fit 2 over here. This is just leftover. I might use your leftovers to make something else. There you go.
Softens quite easily, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's still at this stage when it's nice and you can still, carve it if you'd like to carve it too.
Right.
Because I know the pots you showed me had some neat
Yeah.
carvings. So
Yeah, I could see myself getting into. Have you ever seen those pots? They have like a dragon curled
Yes.
around it. A lot of work, like unbelievable amount of work. But boy, they look nice.
I want to do that for that juniper that I have.
The one with the cascade kind of.
Yeah, the one
That
that's
would be
kind of
cool.
returns, because to me it looked like a dragon already. It's like going this way, so
Yeah,
that would be pretty neat.
that would be cool.
So maybe you can flip it over onto
Okay.
the other side and do the same thing on the other
I
side.
see. So that I see this texture in pots a lot. Is it just from the paper? Do you think, or do you think it's the?
This might be. Well, I'm rolling here on this table, and it has
Has a bit
canvas
of
on it.
Yeah,
So the canvas, as I roll, the texture of the canvas
goes into
goes
it.
into it. So some people like it actually, and just leave it like that because it's part of the charm.
Yeah.
Sharp.
So I'm just gonna go over the cardboard a little bit.
Okay, making your first cut.
Here I go. So here we go.
Nice. Oh, you got a nice even hand, Nigel. Oh, look at that.
Hands of a
cut.
surgeon.
Oh my goodness, that's amazing.
And then or two.
It slides.
There's that, and then I rotate it around once more.
Here's the gray slip.
Okay.
Oh wow.
And it comes off.
Nice.
Nice. I'm putting a little radius on the edges. I better rotate that around so I can see. Just so I don't have the hard corners on my pot. There we go.
And now I think for the side edges, you would cut it on 45 degrees.
Okay, yeah.
So
This is the exciting part of making the pot, putting it all together. We're putting the sides on now, and they're all sized so it has a nice overhang here. So we'll just keep working away. This is exciting. Look at this pot. Do you think it's too deep?
I don't know what's the root system on your tree.
Well, it's a ficus. It could be.
The ficus doesn't have to be that shallow, or I mean that deep. I've never grown a ficus. We could easily take it off if you think you'd like it a little more shallow.
I think I would. I think because I checked a pot that was kind of similar, and I thought it was about the right size, but it had the tapered thing,
Oh,
so it
yeah.
doesn't look as massive.
That's right. So yeah, I think you can easily just slice off everywhere.
That means we have to reassemble it all. But we have to do that anyway, don't
Not really. I mean, we will have to take them off anyway,
Okay.
one by one. So before we attach them, you can just put them together in one line and just cut it using the ruler again, and that's just going to be a straight cut. And then we have the right lengths and everything. We're just taking off the height now.
Yeah, I think because they don't have feet on the bottom too, which
That's
will make it
right.
look taller.
We get used
Life
to
goes
it.
by quick.
It goes,
And then I got to roughen up this.
yeah, so rough and like you can go almost all the way because you can put a coil there
'Cause,
anyways.
yeah. Okay. So I'm just scoring up the top edge. This will get cut out. Should go one direction first.
I'll just put some slip on here already so that
Okay.
it has a little bit more time to soften because I
Sure.
noticed those edges are
Little,
getting
yeah,
drier.
they're a little bit drier than the rest. The middle is nice and soft and cool. You almost feel by the temperature, can't you?
Yes,
It's cooler when it's wet and moist.
that's right.
So is this just thin clay? This,
Yeah, so
like it's the same clay?
it's the gray slip, so
Okay, so you buy it separately from...
I actually make it from the
You make-
leftovers.
Okay, okay,
So once they dry, I break them into little bits and add water,
okay,
and then I use the hand mixer to make it really nice and smooth.
okay. So you get the exact same clay color.
Mm-hmm.
That'd be important, wouldn't it? Somewhere around there.
Yeah,
Okay. Okay,
that's great.
is that right?
Yeah.
So this one,
You can put it on either side.
okay, I'll put it on this side.
Perfect. Actually, I feel like maybe we should put all the walls together before attaching.
Yeah,
Just
to get it
yeah.
all centered. Yeah,
That's right.
yeah, I agree. Because some,
How does it look like on your side?
it might, yeah, it's actually looking really good.
Awesome.
All right, here goes the final wall going in place. So now you actually squeeze everything
Yes.
to
So
make it all one.
you can press it down slightly
Okay,
too
yeah.
to adhere to the bottom, and then on the sides, I usually go on both sides and just kind of slide my fingers on the
Right.
side to have that nice finish look.
Yeah.
And if you want to soften it, you can notice that now it kind of softened,
Yeah.
didn't it?
A little bit of moisture makes it more malleable.
Some water if you'd like to wash your fingers.
Okay, that's a good idea.
Oh, thank you. When you're going to be
Share.
doing yours.
I'll keep working on this, right?
Okay.
I'll watch you at the same time.
So it's best to do it standing up because it allows for a more even distribution and better control. But about this thickness, I would say is good. And then what I do is just
That's about the same thickness.
place
as
it
there.
around and then press it down.
Press it in, eh? Oh, that's perfect, isn't it?
Yeah. So first you press it with your finger and it will make a little bit of grooves, but that's okay.
Yeah.
Or you can just like slide it across.
I see.
And supporting it from the inside, so
Inside,
that
so
it
you
doesn't
Bow in, eh?
yeah,
Yeah.
go in.
Visit the sun.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
So
that
it's-
one, I smoothed it out. Would you like to make a coil, or would you
Sure.
like me to make it?
Yeah, I'll make one.
Nice. So give it a nice full rotation so that it
Okay.
stays round.
Yeah, I was getting a little oblong there, wasn't I?
Yeah, it started to square up a little bit.
So do you get a lot of people interested in pottery for sculpting or mostly for making pots?
Both, I
Both.
would say. It's mostly on the pot side, but
Yeah.
there are people who come specifically for sculptures.
Sculpting, eh?
And it's very sweet. And I had a little girl coming and making a little panda
Oh,
there,
yeah.
and she just knew right away, I want to make a panda. And she made it out of white clay, and we painted with black slip,
Oh, wow.
and then put the clear glaze on it, and it was just so sweet.
See, I would be making mudmen, and I always wanted to make a photographer. Taking a
taking
picture
picture.
of the base of the tree or something, or the roots or something,
That would be cool.
and having that, like, sort of, like, yeah, sort of a North American mudman, not a Chinese fellow drinking tea or reading a book, but something, you know,
Something
maybe
more
checking
modern.
an iPhone or
Oh, cool.
something like that. Modern
Why
interpretation.
don't you take a little bit of clay home and play with it, see what comes out?
Okay, I'm cutting out this is the top of the pot, and the bottom will go on here. So I'm cutting out the inner part of the top lip. So here I go. I'll do my corners first, actually, getting that radius. Yeah, I can touch up that top lip, which is very important, isn't it?
Good. And then we'll flip it over.
Okay.
So that way it will not move anywhere. It will stay exactly the way we want it to
That's
be.
a
So
good technique.
yeah.
So I flip it over.
So you flip it over.
Okay. Just throw it midair.
And hold your hand.
Okay.
Your hand
There I
on top
go.
here.
Like that. Set it down on the turntable. And then I gotta lift this off carefully so it doesn't destroy it. The clay.
The paper is there.
the paper
is
works.
helping.
Oh, that was easy. Too easy.
Very easy. Nice.
Peel the paper away,
Wow, look at
and it
that.
just dropped out.
Just dropped out.
Wow.
Nice.
So I can take that out. Like that. That is a nice. You can make another pot with those sides. And
Yeah. I could leave it on the bottom for
yeah.
the other side.
You got the sides, and
And it's
look
already-
at that. It looks cool.
That looks really cool.
So now I should trim the edges to get them a little more flush with the insides of the pot, eh?
Yeah.
Maybe
And And make sure that, I think they are attached nicely, but just sliding your finger on
pressure
top
on it,
to
yeah.
push it in,
Okay.
that will help.
Yeah.
Because it's so sharp. But I think you're doing a great job.
So we're going to flip the pot over again and attach the bottom on the pot. So we're going to use the same technique, putting a board on top, like that. And then I'll flip it over. Okay. So here I go. Just like that.
It's fun flipping them, isn't it?
It is. It's like a pizza.
Yeah.
Then I take this off. Oh, look how square that is. It's nice.
Oh, it looks amazing.
Centered. Okay. Somewhere about there, I think. What's that?
Nice.
It's very different making a pot with lips and things like that, isn't it?
Yeah, it adds on the extra steps.
Extra steps, complexity, and
Amazing.
just gotta line it up sideways like this. That looks good. Something like that, I think.
Yeah,
Be a little more over like that.
that's good. Because you have a little bit more room on the sides. There we go. Yeah, that's nice.
Is
That's
that all right, you
nice.
think?
Yeah, that's good. And then what I do is I tap it.
Okay.
There's this spatula thingy, a wooden tool there on the top. You see it? Yeah, this one. And I just go.
Hi everyone, I'm still working away at the pot. I'm just putting the drainage holes in now, so cutting them out. So I'll show you, I've got them marked out already. Just turn the cutter as I push down gently. And eventually it goes through. So I've got the feet attached, some reinforcements on the bottom so it doesn't sag and gives extra strength for the pot, which is pretty cool. There we go. There's the plug for the drainage hole. One more to go. So this has taken quite a while to make this pot. I started at 10 in the morning and I think it's dark out now. So I've been going pretty well all day on this pot. We did stop for lunch, which was nice. There we go. Drainage hole number 4. So I'm going to do some finishing work on the feet, and then we'll flip the pot over again and align all the feet, make sure it's flat. So a lot of finishing work to go then, and then I have to burnish all the surfaces to make them shiny. The final finishing to get everything smooth and beautiful looking. So still quite a bit of finishing work on the pot to go. But it's all roughed in place now. I'm happy with the feet. I kind of went with a double foot. It kind of has one level and then a lower level. So I think it'll look quite nice. There's a lot of work to still go on the pot. The pot has to dry out so that it won't be fired till probably close to the end of August. That's what Isabella thinks. So she wants to give it a good probably 2, 3, maybe 4 weeks of drying out before it gets fired. So hopefully, everything will stay together. There's always a danger of cracking and that. But I think everything's made quite well. I have high hopes for the pot. Okay, so I've got a lot of finishing to go on it, so I'll just work away, refining all the details, the edges, squaring it all up. Here's the pot. It is all finished. And it's hard to know when to stop because there's always some little detail you can improve upon. So I've signed and dated it. NRS 2021. So we're going to flip it over now and have a look at the finished product.
Okay, we're going to flip it over again. This is very fun flipping them. Here I go. Flip it over on the turntable. Here it is. Ta-da!
Just a
there's
little
paper
bit
on top.
off.
Yeah, I'll get it centered a bit. Eh?
Nice.
Spinning faster and faster. It's in a vortex.
Nice.
Cool. Thanks so much, Isabella, for having me over for the day.
You're
It
welcome.
was wonderful.
It was fun.
I really enjoyed it.
You did an amazing job with your pot.
Well, thank you. I'm so glad I had you here guiding me along and teaching me all the techniques. And wow, just needs a tree in it now.
That's right. I can't wait to see how the tree looks in it. It's gonna be very...
There it is.
Just the profile. I like that dip here and all
Cool feet on it.
flows nicely in the feet. Very cool. Yeah, amazing.
Ah, thank you.
And it's
Cool.
so smooth too.
Yeah. So that's it. That's the pot. And what time is it now? Probably 8 o'clock, do you think?
Well, I think it's 10.
Is it 10 o'clock? So that's
quarter to 10.
12 hours to make this pot.
Yeah.
We stopped for lunch, but that was about it.
That was about
Other than that, it's been constant work.
work non-stop.
So that's a good full day's work making one pot. That's why handmade pots are very expensive.
Yes.
And doesn't include the labor and firing them and all the, if you glaze them and all that kind of stuff. So
I mean, it takes me 3 days. I can't put 12 hours of work
that's
like
yeah,
you.
it's a long day.
It's a long day.
Yeah.
That's
Well.
so beautiful.
Oh, thank you. I really like it. It's cool. All right. Yeah, you don't see the reinforcements at all on the bottom, do you?
No.
No, you never tell they're there.
You have to
Even
go
when you
all
get
the
down,
way.
you can't really see them.
No, they don't draw in attention
No.
at all.
Oh,
Just
that's
see the
awesome.
Bottom line. So nice.
Cool pot. All right, that's it. Thank you very much, Isabella.
You're welcome.